mesogen that the decyl phosphatidyl amine, okay, belong to, and what are the driving force for the phase formation. Okay, I actually read through each of your answer, okay, and I would say that most of you actually able to answer my 1.1 question. Okay, there are a few students that actually able to elaborate it further. Okay, so I have three students here: Hanis Hidayah, okay, Izian Amani, and Nur Shamini. Okay, so I will choose these three example. I will repost it in Spectrum so that you can refer to, because I think the answer from them actually the best. Okay, not exactly the best for each question, but you can see that some question okay answer nicely by Hanis, or maybe by Izian. Okay, so you can see and you can compare. But what I want to comment, most of you actually able to answer 1.1. Okay, now look at the question 1.2. Which analytical technique enable the identification of the phase by continuous cubic phase, okay, inverted hexagonal and lamellar phase. Okay, so I want you to actually explain it. Okay, as I said, if I want to evaluate your soft skill, I will evaluate you based on the question 1.2. Okay, it's actually that is based on your own understanding. Okay, so maybe some of you, you know the answer, but you are not so good in writing. Okay, so then you have to explain, for example, in optical polarizing microscope, it is suitable to identify the texture for hexagonal, okay, and lamellar, but not suitable for cubic phase, okay, because we know that we can observe cubic bicontinuous or discontinuous cubic phase, but it will only show us a black texture. Okay, so that's the way. So, and then because based on this, we actually will know the exact concentration of our amphiphilic surfactant. Okay, we know the exact molecular fraction of our amphiphilic surfactant in water. Okay, in H2O. So you can say it clearly that contact penetration study is not suitable because that will not give you the information on the concentration. But if you use the other one, you prepare the concentration accordingly, okay, and then you observe and then you can see the texture, okay, so that will be the best way in using optical polarizing microscope. Okay, and for deuterium NMR, okay, because that is based on the quadruple splitting, we can say that you are able to identify and discriminate between inverted hexagonal and lamellar, okay, because of the value of the quadruple splitting. Unfortunately, will not that method will not able to tell you it is actually inverted or normal hexagonal. Okay, and then maybe you can say that in X-ray analysis, that will be the best to identify the cubic phase. Okay, so here I will show you, okay, that is based on the answer from Hanis. Okay, so it's actually say the H1, H2 is a normal or inverted hexagonal using an NMR technique. Okay, optical polarizing microscope is not suitable because of the texture is the optical texture when analyzing cubic phase will appear as black. So she actually answering based on the technique and relate with the texture. So as I said, it's clearly show that actually she understand the question properly and also able to answer accordingly. So I would say that actually this is the um, best answer to explain based on the optical polarizing microscope, okay, and relate with the texture and also what is this, NMR, okay, but where is the X-ray? So there is very good answer there, but there is some lacking information. Okay, for example, she should argue on the um, V1, how to analyze it properly. Okay, so lastly, differential scanning calorimetry. Calorimeter is not suitable because this technique only focus on information related to phase transition temperature. Okay, so it's good. Okay, I think the way she actually answering it better, but can be better by talking more, elaborating more on the suitable technique for cubic phase. Okay, so now look at Isian. Okay, OPM and contact penetration technique, on the other hand, enable us to see the possibility of phase exists in the material. However, we do not have the information on the composition of the solvent or mesogen. Okay, so also it's good way to explain. Okay, and here addition, we can combine small angle X-ray analysis with OPM and contact penetration technique to confirm the phase state. Okay, X-ray analysis is the most qualitative technique for identification of the phase. Okay, so there is additional point that actually not available in the answer of Hanis Hidayah. Okay, look at this third answer example from Nur Shamimi. Okay, so as you can see, okay, there is answer talking about the technique. Okay, but she did not say which phase is actually suitable for each technique. Okay, it is more general. Okay, so that's why I said that the answer from Hanis Hidayah will be the best, except she should talk more about the how to confirm the cubic phase. Okay. Okay, so now the third part. Okay, what method enables an easy determination of the phase at the composition as marked in the dotted circle. Okay, so as we can see, actually that is two phase coexist. Okay, so most of you actually able to say deuterium NMR. Okay, but not so clear. Okay, some of you said it will give 2 peaks. That is actually not correct. Okay, it 2 peaks, but actually it's a doublet of 2 peaks. So that's mean you will see 4 peaks. Okay, 2 belong to hexagonal and another 2 belong to lamella phase. Okay, so that is the comment on that part. Okay, give one example of application for each of the following phases. Actually, for that part, I would say that I'm happy with all of your answer. Okay. Now we go to the second question. Okay, I provide you 2 mesogen. Okay, Okay, compound 1 and compound 2. Okay, so I want you to identify what type of mesogen is that. Okay, so most of you actually able to say the compound 1 is an amphiphilic mesogen. Okay, unfortunately for compound 2, not everyone able to say that it's actually a chromonic type of mesogen. Okay, so compound 1 supposed to be amphiphilic, compound 2 chromonic. Okay, so that is obviously it is not a discotic type or chromonic. Okay, and then second part, what liquid crystal phases that can be formed by them. Okay, so I would like to remind you that you should make your answer clearly, because maybe you have the idea but you don't make it clear. So it's actually it's not my job to try to interpret your to assume on behalf of you, because we will have the rubric, so you have to in general, you have to make it clear. It's not just saying hexagonal and lamella. Okay, correct, but you will not get full answer for that. Okay, so I actually saw most of you, just say that either lamella and hexagonal, or higher ordered structure. Okay, so you should make it clear compound 1, because actually these two different compounds, so they also show different polymorphism. So you have to say compound 1 should able to show cubic, okay, hexagonal and lamella phase. Okay, so if you want to elaborate further, you can, but that is actually the phases. Okay, compound 2, and then that will not able to show you cubic phase, but either nematic or hexagonal. Okay, so look at this answer from Hanis. Actually, that is I said is good, because actually she listed compound 1 and compound 2 separately. Okay. Okay, so I picked this an example, so that actually you can see that if you are in this category, actually you will not get, okay, because that is actually not clear. Okay, so that is a comment. Please refer to the answer from Hanis Hidayah. Okay. Okay, and the third example. Okay, similar to Hanis Hidayah. Okay, but because I saw Hanis Hidayah earlier, okay, because when I download this, actually it is downloaded based on your name. Okay, so that's why I say refer to Hanis Hidayah, but actually you can refer to Nur Shamimi also. Okay, so the next question. Okay, describe the structure of amphiphilic mesogen and explain the polymorphism as the concentration of amphiphil goes from low to high in polar solvent. So you have to understand the question properly. Okay, do not miss any points. Okay, because what I can see, some of you actually provide everything. Okay, why I say provide everything? Okay, so let's look at the phase diagram. Actually, you can use this phase diagram and explain everything, okay, based on the phase diagram here. Okay, so actually the question asking about the polymorphism in polar solvent. Okay, polar solvent means actually you are from curvature 1 to this type, okay, until this part only, lamella phase. Okay, so if you actually explaining everything, okay, starting from micellar solution up to L2. Okay, that's mean you explain about the inverted type phases. So that's mean actually wrong. Okay, so as I said, some student they actually provide everything, but actually that is not what requested by the question. Okay, so you have to answer the question. Okay, try to highlight the key point and prepare your answer accordingly, because maybe you think that you have provided everything, but actually you wasted your time. Okay, let's imagine if you doing something that written. Okay, maybe one um, sentence will cost you 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so you're wasting time for something that not necessary. Okay, so you can explain, okay, at the very high concentration of our polar solvent. Okay, actually there is no aggregate. Okay, so when we add more of our surfactant, amphiphilic surfactant, actually aggregate will start to form at the CMC. Okay, so I read each of your answer. Okay, even who is this? Hanis or Izian. Okay, I don't see any one of you talking about CMC, the critical aggregation, because below that there is no aggregate. Okay, we look at Izian. Also not talking about that. Okay, Nur Shamimi. Oh, okay. Um, at low concentration, amphiphilic molecule will spontaneously assemble into micelle or vesicle. Okay, there is one missing point. Okay, at the CMC, critical micellar concentration, and beyond that. Okay, but I remember there is one student that actually talking about that, Nur Shakila. I think she's the only one talking about the CMC. Okay, so um, as I add here, there is one point to add in order for you to able to get a good marks for the last question. Okay, so I would say that you are able to get good marks, okay, but it can be better if everything is there. Okay, you can get the full marks, full points. So okay, so that is actually the important thing that I would like to remind you when you prepare your assignment. Okay, it's actually simple, but I hope by looking at the rubric, okay, actually the rubric is a guide. Okay, sometimes we provide the rubric, but some students actually they don't really look into the points. Okay, so I don't mind actually if all of you can get a good marks in this course. Okay, and why I ask you to prepare the assignment, because actually I understand that there are a few not a few, there are quite a lot of new things for you to learn here. Okay, there's a lot of new terms for you to understand, and actually not maybe not easy for you to get everything at once. So by preparing the assignment, I hope that at least by in order to get the information, you will actually gain some knowledge. At the same time, you should be able to get good grade. Okay, assignment is actually much easier to score compared to written exam. Okay, I'm not sure if you agree with me, but that is actually my personal opinion. Okay, just look at refer to the rubric and prepare accordingly, and then you should get a good marks. Okay, so do you have any question? You can always contact me. There is request that I should what was the request? I forgot. Okay. Actually, I am open to any comment. Okay. Um, okay. I have a request regarding your lecture. Can you provide us the slide text? Okay. Most of us find it really hard to understand your lecture because of the voiceover. Okay. So um, previously, okay, actually there is not so much text um, to say, to write in the application. Okay, mostly based on the diagram. Okay, next will be topic related to polymer. Okay, I will put more text. Okay, so if all of you actually agree on that, okay, because last time when I try to consider those who don't have proper internet connection and also those who have an internet connection. So I prepared two type of slide. One is PDF with full text, and the other one is actually voiceover. Unfortunately, some student they prefer. Some will prefer the one with full text. Actually, I prepare that because to consider those who are actually have a internet problem. So I hope that without using too much data, they should be able to get as much as knowledge as those who able to follow the video. Okay, and since there is a request, so I will put more text, but do not complain that I'm just reading my slide then, because the text will be the same as the uh, voiceover. Okay, and um, if you're requesting that I'm using my own word, my own voice, actually, in our own view, okay, if we use our own voice, maybe the good thing is that, of course, there is an intonation, but the pronunciation maybe not so perfect. Okay, so actually some student complaining if the lecturer using their own voice, and even they suggested to use some website to use the converter. Okay, text to voice, because some people actually they are able to follow the converter much better than our own voice. Okay, so I try to make the the voiceover in lower speed, but maybe then it's funny. Okay, but at least it's easier for you to follow, and you can switch on the caption. Okay, if you have the apps integrated with your computer, so that so then you can read and also listen. Okay, so as I said, it's not easy to make everyone happy. Okay, so I try to make it that um, useful for everyone. Okay, so do you have any question?
Doctor,
Yes.
is it possible to extend a bit the due date?
Okay, so if we want to extend, so we have to discuss now. Okay, I don't mind to extend it.
Yes.
Any suggestion?
Doctor,
Yes.
so the justification for this extend is since we are going to wrap up the labs and everything, so this will be the final week 7 to complete everything. So the request may be after Labour's Day.
Okay, so actually, I don't know, but in my class, I asked the student to submit by this week. Okay, so, but it's okay. Okay, let me take my calendar. Okay, so but it is before Hari Raya, right? Before Hari Raya. So because I think after that you will be busy. Okay, actually there is a lot of comment that, for example, they don't want that every lecturer asking to submit by week 13 and 14. Okay, so that's why I choose actually week 8 to submit. Okay, so let's say 26 is Monday. Okay, 2nd of May, is that possible? Any comment if I change the submission date to 2nd of May? Any objection?
I think okay, doctor.
I think okay, doctor. The majority maybe agrees.
Yes, doctor.
Okay,
No,
Okay, I
because
agree,
no
doctor.
objection,
if
doctor.
you doing anything, so I know some students they actually working. So on the 1st of May, maybe you can get one day off, so you can submit by 2nd of May. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, doctor. Agree.
Okay, so actually everything is already in Spectrum. So uh, I will not change it now because actually I'm rushing to go back home. Otherwise, I reach home by 9. Okay, I will change later. Okay, but that will be on the 2nd of May. Okay.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Doctor, so this 35% is our final exam,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Uh,
So
so
you don't have a final exam for my part. And I suppose even for Dr. Nor Idayu, there is no final exam.
okay. So the other 15% from your part is what you
Test that will be in week based on my planning. That will be in no, that will be week 14.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, because on the week 13 is a public holiday for us. Okay, last day. Through Spectrum. Okay, if you don't have anything, you can dismiss. Okay, selamat berbuka puasa.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.